Welcome back to Friday evenings at www.radio-ob.com. Yes, we are back. Yes, at the same gay time, the same gay place, and the same gay happenings. I'm James D, and we've got lots to talk about. We've got a new song from a new artist. I'm going to talk about her a little bit soon. Then we're going to talk about Mr. Pope Francis. Ah, dear, she's back. Also, a God Loves Gays billboard goes up in Dearborn Heights. And then there's a young man who actually has launched a GoFundMe page in the most unusual way, and I found it quite hilarious. A lot of people found it quite disgusting. Hillary actually has released an inspirational marriage equality video. So we'll see what's going to happen. This next single I'm going to play is actually by a very good friend of mine called Miladah. And we go way back, quite a few years. And she used to appear on my show in New York called Radio Gay Today. A very, very talented young lady. And I'm going to play her single. And that's all I'm going to do is mention her name. And then maybe, just maybe, we might be able to persuade her to come onto the show and say, well, here's the reason why. Because I love the song. The song is sweet. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to listen to Miladah. See how I like the song. I'm James D, and you listen to Gay Detroit Radio.
My life
Yes, the sound there of Miladah. And like I said, a very, very talented, very sexy young lady. Of course she would be. She's on my show and she's my friend. So there. Okay, let's get into it, shall we? Let's see now. What shall we start with? Shall we start with good or shall we start? Yes, let's start with good. Yes, there's a billboard that has gone up in Dearborn Heights. Now, if you remember me saying a couple of weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago, there was a billboard going around Detroit, and it was about being gay is a choice, a lifestyle choice. And then it said being black, being white, being Asian, and then being gay is not. It's like complete trash. So in Dearborn Heights, the same-sex marriage debate is raging with both sides using money. Money, money, money. It always comes to money, doesn't it? And advertising. So one example in Dearborn Heights is a sign called God Loves Gays. And it's the first billboard of its kind in Michigan. And it's on the northbound Telegraph at Warren in Dearborn Heights. But the only the only information about who is responsible for this is a Facebook persona called Jehovah God, and God for short. Whoever they are, it's very mysterious, as said Leonard Lee of YouCaring.com. And whoever God is... This case is posting those satirical messages and is running at the campaign as well. Well, as you know, we still don't know because it's being dragged out. SCOTUS is going to be, that's the Supreme Court of the United States. That's going to be deciding on the fate of same-sex marriages. Well, you see, the thing is, everybody's going, oh my God, it could be the dangerous thing. What's going to happen? What's going to happen? Listen, the thing is, it's got to pass. It's as simple as that. It has to. Mainly because they cannot make the other 37 states of the United States, including Washington, D.C., they cannot make it illegal in those states. We have to go forward, my friends. Forward, forward, forward. And Hillary Clinton, talking about going forward now, she's released an inspirational marriage equality video. This is also another thing why I think actually it's going to, I hate, these websites, they throw these little videos in. It's mirroring, that's an unusual way of saying, it's showing the when in doubt, just invent a word, mirroring. It's showing the optimistic attitude that many in the country have regarding the Supreme Court's pending decision on nationwide marriage equality, and Hillary Clinton's campaign has released an emotional video in support. What can one say? Now, the Vatican, on the other hand, now, this week, I'm sure this guy's bipolar, please, last week we were not fit parents. Same-sex couples were not fit parents to raise children. Now, this week... However, it appears that the Vatican says people should be treated with respect. Now, what kind of respect is this? Is this respectfully you're a fuck up as far as children are concerned, or respectfully we don't fucking like you, or respectfully we don't care? Moving on. Now, this really tickled me. This was actually a guy. And they're calling him a jerkwad, and he's launched a GoFundMe page, and is claiming to be trans financial. I am a rich man born in a poor man's body. I think that's amazing, actually. I'm sorry, but I see the funny side of this. I really do. Michael C. D'Amato, well, what can I say? Italians, What can I say? I married one, so please, no letters, no phone calls, no emails. I married Italian, so I'm Italian by injection. Figure it out. So earlier this month, he thought he would do this. He launched a GoFundMe campaign that mocks transgender people by comparing his current money woes. In fact, he's a po-ho. And and to gender identity crisis. I'm trans financial. He wrote on his campaign page and launched on June the 13th. That means I'm a rich man born in a poor man's body. Please help me overcome my identity issues. Sorry for the bad accent, but I just find this so fucking funny. God bless America. So, oh, dude, I tell you, you know what? Whether you love them or hate them, there are some people who actually have got extremely intelligent, clever minds, and you know what? That deserves like a gold star for effort, I believe. I'm going to play a song, and it's going to be one of mine. Oh, what a surprise! We're going to hear James D sing. Oh no, not again. Yes, again. It's my fucking show. Deal with it. Anyway, so ladies and gentlemen, here's, let's see. We'll just throw a song in there. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm James D, and you listen to Gay Detroit Radio.
In the land of make-believe, I see the face of love. I'm living inside my dreams, is what I guilty of. I'm dreaming my life away. I'm dreaming to be with you. I'm dreaming of yesterday when our love was so new. I'm dreaming of the fights we had and I kissed your tears away. I'm dreaming all I want is my life to be like my dreams. Is it too much for my life to be like my dreams? You are by my side, inside my dreams. You look at me with pride, inside my dreams. My life is oh so lonely without you by my side. In my dreams you run to me, your arms are open wide. I'm dreaming of your laughter, the sunshine of your smile. I'm dreaming of the way you walk with elegance and style. I'm dreaming to forget the pain. I need your loving arms again. I'm dreaming all I want is my life to be like my dreams. Is it too much for my life to be like my dreams? You are by my side, inside
Yeah, the lovely sound there of myself. As though it should be such a surprise. Yes, the wonderful sound there of In My Dreams. That was for the guy who was in the GoFundMe place, GoFundMe page rather. And I just thought it was hilarious. Like I said, a lot of people are rather offended by it. But you know, sometimes you just have to laugh because otherwise it just gets too much. Now, the restaurant owner that refused gay weddings is closing after customers have just completely boycotted the place. The owners of the Iowa Galley restaurant, who was sued for refusing to host a same-sex wedding, now say they have to close their establishment. Richard and Betty Odgaard, I'm not going to go there, say they will shutter Gott's Gallery in Grimes, Iowa, at the end of August. We can't pretend it's going to get better, Betty, 63, told the Daily Signal. There just wasn't enough business. Now, although I don't agree with what they did, the thing is, if you know a business is not going to be happy in serving any kind of clientele, don't use them. Simple as that. Don't bother with the sewing process because, I mean, the thing is, when you're getting married or when it's a birthday, when it's a christening, when it's your child's birthday or when it's anything or any kind of celebration whatsoever, why on earth would you want to spoil that day by purposely going to a place that you know is going to refuse business? That to me is petulant and childish. Yes, they are being very petulant and very childish, but why stoop to their level? I have a little rule in life. I never argue with an idiot, mainly because they will bring you down to their level, then beat you with years of experience. I don't have any sympathies for these people. They're apparently Mennonites, and they told a gay couple from Des Moines that they couldn't rent the venue because of their perfectly legal wedding. And it's just, they felt there's discrimination, and it's just, you know, I know it's you're going to be your perfect day, but why force somebody else to actually give it to somebody who's going to enjoy your day too? So I'm just getting a bit too sort of fed up of all these people saying, what, why, and I don't want to do that. Simple as that, So we shall move on now. This I found a little disconcerting. There's a Florida cop is actually forced a LGBT teen to strip while he touched himself. An LGBT claims that an officer with the Hialeah, Florida Police Department illegally detained her and says she was taken to an isolated area where she was forced to take off her clothing and the cop touched himself sexually. I'm getting a bit fed up of this blue wall thing, personally. I'm just getting fed up where people are just saying, it's something's got to be done. Get the cameras on. Let's get back when we really needed the police, because I'm just so fed up with these people thinking that a badge helps them and thinking it gives them power, like with this. The Confederate flag thing, I just completely think, no, I'm just so fed up of it. I feel so bad for these people who are in church praying. They did not deserve that. This was a racially motivated crime, and it was and is a hate crime. But then again, this child, this young man, whoever, has been brainwashed and motivated by people like the KKK, the right wings, and they're all saying it's in the name of some sort of religion or
I was 21. Life had just begun. Zipped up his boots and ran out the door, jacket in his arms, looked at the stars, jumped in the car as he said goodnight, put into drive as he drove out of sight, radio blared, gel in his hair, ready for the night, the boy prepared. Pulled up to greet the club on spot, parked as he ran from the parking lot, ID out, he was feeling free, ready to move in the dark with his drink, entered the bar with a sense of joy, nothing could stop this boy from the love of the beat and the shuffle of the feet. He stopped as he looked at the crowd, then he said, music, it moves me. Music, it soothes me. Brings me to life. Music, it kills me. Music, it thrills me. All through the night. Stomp on the catwalk. Pop from the backdrop. Lord of the dance floor. Fire in the disco. Give me a sign that you feel me. You see me. You hear me. Dancing my life away. Ashley was 23, wanted nothing more than to dance to the beat. She had her sneakers on, hands in the air, strutting up and down those stairs. Shot after shot, she was feeling free. Let the music move her feet, moving that ass, shaking fast, making the boys say damn as she passed. Didn't give a fuck about the hate. Dancing through the night to clean that slate. Stars in her eyes, smile on wide, looking for a message in the sky. Feeling so good as she dropped the step and never stopped once just to catch a breath. Didn't wanna worry, didn't wanna fight. This was a night to make it right. Pulled into a boy as she kissed his lips, wrapped her arms around as he gripped her hips. Tension grew hot from between the two. He whispered in her ear his I love you. Her heart beat fast, she began to twirl. Nothing could stop this girl from the love of the beat and the shuffle of the feet. She stopped as he looked in his eyes and then she said, music, it moves me. Music, it soothes me. Brings me to life. Music, it kills me. Music, it thrills me. All through the night. Stomp on the catwalk. Pop from the backdrop. Lord of the dance floor. Fire in the disco. Give me a sign that you feel me. You see me. You hear me. Dancing my life away. Up as you turn it up, put your hands high if you feel the touch. Don't control it, feel the soul, and don't hold back, just let it go. Let the music move you deep inside. Let the music give you a sense of pride. Tonight's the night, it feels so right. So bring it to the chorus one more time. Music, it moves me. Music, it soothes me. Brings me to life. Music, it kills me. Music, it thrills me. All through the night. Lord of the dance floor, fire in the disco. Give me a sign that you feel me, you see me, you hear me. Dancing my life away. Music influences me, music is soothes me, feels so right. Dancing my life away. Tonight's the night, it feels so right, it feels so right, it feels so right. Down from the catwalk. Pop from the backdrop, Lord of the dance floor, fire in the disco. Give me a sign that you feel me, you see me, you hear me, dancing my life away.
Yes, a local lad there, and Cullen Blue, and Lord of the Dance Floors. And now the fun certainly still continues in the land of advocacy. Now, when you think about it, the Supreme Court path to marriage equality actually really goes back about 127 years, apparently.
Carried a suitcase of money.
And there's one of those little hidden commercials once again. The U.S. Supreme Court hasn't much to say about marriage rights for same-sex couples, but it has over a century of rulings on marriage concerning straight couples. Although it's impossible to predict how the court will rule in the petition of the marriage equality case and its 127 years of decisions, and it's to actually set the stage for the pro-equality ruling of this June, which is very few days left. Apparently it's going to be Friday. Well, I pre-record this show, so we'll see how it goes. But then again, some people say it may go on till Monday, so we shall see. It's just, I can't fathom this out why it's taking so long personally. One of the earliest major marriage rulings came in 1888 with Miladah versus Hill, which concerned a divorce. And it's like the marriage is the most important relation in life, the court ruled, the foundation of a family and society, without which there would be neither civilization nor progress. That decision established that marriage is something special, worthy of scrutiny, whether it is the right to marriage and whether the right to marriage is abridged. So that's saying, the foundation of marriage and society, without neither civilization nor progress. Unfortunately, the divorce is, which came way up to 60% at one time. So that's 6 out of 10 people. That's 6 out of 10 people at their first marriages ended up in divorce. I lived in New York, as you know, for quite a few years. I met my spouse there. He was then my partner at the time until 2013 when we finally made an honest man out of him. Ha! So he's now... people say, he's your husband and he's this and that. I prefer spouse. And somebody said, well, that's so old-fashioned. I said, well, not really. I said, it sounds a little more dignified to me, husband and wife unfortunately has taken a battering, and when you start with this tradition of marriage, please, we are not back in the dark ages when a woman's virginity was the prize possession of the future husband, and it was bargained for with maybe some land, maybe some animals, maybe a plucked chicken. But the thing is, she was there to produce the heir and the spare, be in the kitchen, be in the bedroom, please the man. And it's like the old saying of the old grandmothers, keep his stomach full and his balls empty. Well, those days, unfortunately for a guy, have gone. Because it sounds actually quite nice. Yes, balls empty and stomach full. Those were the days. Oh well, moving on. Anyway, so it went into maybe later on 1923 when the court ruled that due process clause of the 14th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution protects the right to marry, establish a home, bring children, yada, 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 for the next few decades. A few legal protections for women, which meant a series of cases involving reproduction freedom, yada, yada, yada. That was 1965. And then it goes on, and then Planned Parenthood, and it's like, it wasn't like until 1970 when the court ruled that it was unconstitutional for the government to arrest single people for using contraception. Get that? You got put into prison or got arrested for using contraception. Well, Hobby Lobby wants that back. Actually, they just got screwed. A conservative judge has just said that they do have the right and they should actually give them insurance for protection. Yes, for birth control protection. So they got screwed on that. So, and then again, with all this religious freedom thing, it's getting to a point now because apparently there's a Satanist cult now. They're erecting a, pardon the expression, or pardon the pun, erecting a statue in Detroit. And they obviously, certain devout right Christians are going mad. This is not right. Well, I'm sorry, but you know what? You wanted religious freedom. Religious freedom means exactly that. Religious freedom. Whether you believe it or not, does not make your faith the right one. I'm sorry. Let's talk about what else. Yes. Now, I don't know. There's a lot of things, and we've got one of these.
CTO
Oh my
is
God! I hate
being
these
able
things.
to
Skip. Do you know they're putting all these things in the websites now? Drives me nuts. There's actually insurance now, and they're actually advertising, putting children in, and they're going in now for everybody should be allowed same-sex coverage, and so this is good. Blue Cross Blue Shield, they've been doing that for quite a while, but here's the rub on one of them, mainly because my spouse worked for the government, and because his medical insurance was federally funded, since we moved to Michigan, we cannot get the coverage we want, mainly because of Michigan not recognizing the out-of-state marriage. So therefore, we cannot get the coverage we want, and we have to wait now for the marriage to be legalized so we can get the coverage we want under the umbrella of being a married couple. But because of Mr. Shitty Schneider, yes, Mr. Pricky Licky, and Mr. Shitty Shooty, oh God. What a waste of a brilliant mind. It's just, I can't understand why everybody has to, if my marriage affects yours, and you're maybe 100 miles away, 50 miles away, 50 houses away, if my marriage to my spouse affects you, there's something wrong with you, not me. Something wrong with you. And talking about something like going from the realms of ridiculousness, there's a place in Wellington, New Zealand, and it's called Pitcairn Island, or Pitcairn? Yes, Pitcairn Island. And it's got the population of 48. 48 people, and apparently there's not one gay person on that island, but yet, it has legalized gay marriages, same-sex marriages. We ain't got none here, but if they want to come here, they can get married. So yes, Wellington, New Zealand. And it's a little tiny island, tiny speck in the Pacific. And it's a home to just 48 people. And it's passed a law allowing same-sex marriage. Hello, America. But it has no gay couples there wanting to wed. And the first settlers were in 1790. And it's a British overseas territory. Yes, those queens get everywhere. Yes, Queenie's there too. Yes, it's still under British rule. That's just too wonderful. Let's have some music. Actually, I'm going to play this one mainly because I do like this. And this was sent to me from Spain. And it's from Ebony Voice. And it's called Pidiendo Más. See you right after this song. I'm James D, and you're listening to Gay Detroit Radio.
Ella me encanta. Tu carita pidiendo más, más, más aún.
Ebony Voice, con señor Cookies, pa' todas las Johnny que andan sin yo. Tú sabes cómo que me pongo yo.
Yo quiero hacerte el amor,
love that song. Yes, a big good old Spanish foot tapping song there. And Pidiendo Más by Ebony Voice. Quite a few little disturbing facts going on in and around Michigan at the moment. Now, apparently, in Michigan, the House lawmakers have introduced 3 bills intended to hurt gay people. I'm still, I can't get over this really. There's House Bill 4731, and that's only opposite sex couples can marry in secret. Why on earth would anybody want to get married in secret? It's supposed to be a joyous occasion. So now they're making it now that it's good. Oh, good God, these people. How the hell can you do this? Only opposite sex couples can marry in secret. So this is making it disgusting, and you have to hide the fact that you're straight and then go and get married in secret. And there's Bill 4732. Marriages can only be performed by ministers of the gospel, clerics, or religious officiants. And also Bill 4733, marriage licenses must be issued and signed by clergy. And Michigan Governor Rick Schneider has recently signed 3 anti-gay adoption bills into law as well. The bills allowed adoption agencies to refuse to accommodate same-sex couples on religious grounds. Now, let's get to the opposite sex couples who can actually marry in secret. So now the bill is actually making straight people now ashamed of their identity and now have to marry in secret. Since when has traditional marriage been a secret? And would you actually I'm sorry, but a man and a woman who's going to get married, they want to shout to the world, and show everybody their love for each other. This is why it was called the tradition of marriage, and also this is why also straight sort of same-sex people want to do. We want to show the world that we are in love with somebody and we want to spend the rest of our lives with them. Marriages made only performed by ministers of the gospel, clerics, or religious officiants. Well, I don't know about you, but that's a lot of crap. First of all, the marriage. Let's get back to the marriage now. Isn't the marriage a contract of law? And the wedding ceremony is actually, the wedding ceremony is the religious part of the wedding, the marriage. The marriage is the law. The wedding ceremony is the religious aspect, which is then ancillary to the law. So that means that it's only legal to get married lawfully. That's a marriage. Now, a wedding ceremony and a holy matrimony is religious, so that is not the law. And then the marriage licenses must be issued and signed by clergy. Well, yeah, I'm sorry, but anybody can get a ministry online thing. So easy. I got one. I can now marry somebody. No licenses need to be had in Michigan. All you have to do is call up the registry office or the whatever office, town hall, whatever, and you say you are going to be presiding over this wedding. You are going to marry these people because I am actually now an ordained minister. And then that means clergy, by the way. And then you then can marry these people, and all that's required is your signature and the signature of 2 witnesses. So I'm sorry, but you know what? All this is complete codswallop. It's a crock of you-know-what, a crock of crap. Anyway, so now let's get to another Michigan GOP lawmaker. Now, I don't know where these people get educated, but my God, they don't get educated where I came from, because we learn real words and real feelings, apparently. Religious right activist. We're back to these religious people again, the religious nuts. Janet Porter announced that she had produced a documentary called The Light Wins: How to Overcome the Criminalization of Christianity, which features the who's who of anti-gay activists, Republican members of Congress, and GOP presidential candidates, warning that gay rights activists are out to destroy Christianity and put Christians in jail. No. We don't care. You don't need to be Christian to get married. You don't need to be a Christian to perform a legal act. You don't need to be Christian to obey the law. You don't need to be a Christian to get arrested. You don't need to be a Christian to eat. You don't need to be a Christian to poop. And you don't need to be a Christian to be atheist either. I am not an atheist. I do believe in God, but I don't believe in man's version of God's rules. But anyway, there's one Michigan lawmaker, apparently, is it Gary Glenn? Yes, Gary Glenn, who is a longtime anti-gay activist who also happens to be a Republican member of the Michigan House of Representatives. And he declares that public school officials ought to be held criminally liable if students are taught about homosexuality and then contract some sort of sexually transmitted disease. And if any young person hears at school that it's okay to be gay and then comes down with a fatal disease as a result, school officials should be held legally liable, individually and in their official capacities, financially, and maybe even criminal. I'm sorry, but this man's a stupid prick. As simple as that. Really, I mean, Now, here's something I want to finish this sort of segment with. Something I never thought about, actually. And when you think about it now, in the age of manscaping, because now apparently hair that sort of grows is like a down. Actually, I was talking to a friend of mine, Judy, the other day about this. And we're talking about, like hair. It's a down. It's not hair as such, but it's like a down. It grows on the body, and then it grows to a certain length. It's not like hair can grow long on the top of your head. But then again, I've known parts of, like, under your arms and chest and pubic areas, hair can grow quite long. But apparently now with this new age, manscaping, and the usual anal bleaching and all these newfangled ideas. It's not done with bleach, it's done with citrus products. And they now are saying, it should be trimmed and trim the pubes and then shave the balls and around the butt and things like that. And now it's saying, it's hygienically, it looks good and it smells good and it's all that now to manscaping. But apparently, aspiring actors on the HBO Game of Thrones are saying, cut it out. Well, not cut it out, stop. Because in the Middle Ages, so to speak, nobody manscaped. Guys were in their full glory with their full hair everywhere, and you could actually probably plait your anal hairs at one time, I suppose. But they're saying, stop cutting your pubes. Stop shaving your balls and stop doing this, and because you can't be an actor on the Game of Thrones if you do that. Well, I'll be buggered. He said in English. That's another story we'll go into. Let's have some music. Let's see. Do you know what? Let's have a surprise. I'm James D, and you're listening to Gay Detroit Radio. And we'll be right back after a nice little tune.
Rambling
She asked me what I wanna drink, I asked her if she ever thinks. She looked at me like she knew me. When she walked away, she gave a wink. I don't know your name, but please just let me in. The liquor store's been closed for years. I know you got better gin. Ooh, ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba. Let's get it ba-ba-ba-ba. Drinking from a paint can, chasing down a mailman, swinging from a tree branch, swinging from a ceiling fan. Learn me what I never know, take me where I never go. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't tell them where the water flow. I can't see your face, but you look just like my kin. This potion's got me all mixed up. One more better gin. Ooh, let's get it up. Walking on a sand dune, looking like a dry prune. She says she loves my music, but I'm always singing out of tune. I'll take it as a compliment on every single continent. I can howl like an alley cat, my silence is my dominant. I could never read, but baby, I can sing. Oh, come on over to my place for work that better gin. Take me down the boot camp, lick me like an old stamp, whip me back up in the shape and shake me like a leg cramp. Tell me that you wish me dead, slide me right upside the head, chew me up and spit me out. There's no one that I'd rather with. Baby, I can't lose, because I was born to win. So what if I'm an outlaw, getting rich off better gin? Yeah, let's get it up.
Yeah, I actually love that guy, Xander, and he's got some great t-shirts out as well. That was Bathtub Gin, and we needed that after that section with all those idiots in Michigan. Also, he's got a great t-shirt, which is Xander Folking Michigan, which is Folking, which I think is a great, great t-shirt. And if you're listening, Xander, hint for letting me have one. So let's have a brief recap because, it's been quite an unusual week. There's also the first ever for Dearborn and in Michigan, a God Loves Gays billboard that goes in Dearborn. So we'll see what goes on. Also, I did like this one. A guy called I've forgotten his name now. He actually he started his own GoFundMe page claiming he's a trans financial. I'm a rich man in a poor man's body. I just thought that was very clever, actually, myself. I mean, sometimes you just can't take life too seriously. Yes, maybe he was being an asshole, but he was being a funny one. Simple as that. Hillary Clinton releasing the inspirational marriage equality video, which I think is rather telling, actually, especially what's going to be happening in the good old SCOTUS arena within the next couple of days. Friday. I was hoping we'd get it, but it could be as late as Monday. They did make a decision on Obamacare, which squashed the old GOP once again, and I just don't know. There's a reason why a group of baboons is called a Congress. Trust me, look it up, Google it. They call a group or a bunch of baboons a Congress of baboons. So a very apt name, I believe. The Vatican. Mr. Pope... Pope Francis of Assisi. Now, last week, gay people were not fit to raise children. Well, I come from a heterosexual family, and I came out pretty good. I just happened to be gay. Homosexual. So, really, get over it. But now this week, he's saying that people should be treated with respect. But then again, he seems to have had now open warfare on the GOP because last week he was like, it was funny, talking about the global warming and now all the right-wing conservative Christian conservative GOPers are now calling Pope the most dangerous man in the whole of the world. And then when he's saying that to all the people who sell arms, that if they sell guns, they cannot be Christians. So apparently he's going to declare war, or they're declaring war on the Pope, because now apparently Catholicism is not the Christian way to be. And then if you've heard of Anonymous, they're actually going to try and destroy the anti-gay church over the Charleston picket threat. Apparently, the Westboro church, the idiotic one, where everybody's against God. Nobody loves God in that church, or everybody's a heathen, everybody's a fag, everybody's, just complete. Anyway, apparently Anonymous now, who have actually hacked into a few conglomerates, and also apparently hacked into the government as well, are now planning to destroy the anti-gay church. That's the Westboro church. So let's see how that goes on. I don't know. People just, there's just a lot of hate. And there's also as well, now something I didn't know, it is no longer called STDs, it's now called STIs, apparently. That's sexually transmitted infections. So we don't get sexually transmitted diseases anymore. It's sexually transmitted infections. Well, I'm sorry, but you know what? The clap is the clap, no matter how you fucking say it. But there's a new condom out, and apparently it will glow in the dark if somebody has got an STI. And then there's one idiot, and there's a conservative pundit. I'm going to finish on this one because it's so stupidly funny. They're saying that gays have as many as 20,000 sexual partners in their lives. It could start with 500, end up with 1,000, maybe 2,000, but could be as many as 20,000 sexual partners. So apparently the echo you're hearing is from my anus. And 20,000. Is that all? Does that mean I've only got 10 left? Oh my God. Well, what can I say? Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be back next week. Same gay time, same gay place. I'm James D, and I do hope you enjoyed the show. And we will see you next week. Listen to Gay Detroit Radio. Bye now.